Hi, welcome to part 3 of
Probably I'm
episode
gonna dive spider bite tonight.
37. I'm trying to remember what happened last time for the recap. I think we ate breakfast and walked a little. Brieg tried to make breakfast. It wasn't going very well. Harbeck helped him out and taught him some of the finer points of making breakfast. And while they were doing that, Din panicked because she was bleeding. And then Brieg, for some reason, was the one chosen to go teach her the finer points of being an adult human female. Because apparently that needed to happen in the middle of this adventure. For poor Din, she had a rough time of it. We found out a little bit about Tressen's abilities. He can make light solid, and then the solid light can do lots of stuff, like blow up trees and slice things to tiny little shreds, and also make earplugs and write words in the sky. So he's neat and has a very neat set of what appear to be extraordinarily powerful abilities. He does not like his brother, or at least he does not want to be perceived as being like his brother. And we've been walking toward Iliander, and he's going to come help us pay our debt to the Felagor because he's paying his debt for releasing him from the prison in Terran. He and Brieg are bonding a little bit over how terrible that place is, and he and Tabarin are getting in fights a little bit because Tabarin likes to ask lots of questions, and he does not seem to want to answer them.
I don't know if he doesn't want to answer them. It's just very hard to answer questions when they're asked in a language you don't speak.
Well, but they're being translated, and then he is being offended by them. Right? You know, Tabarin asked about the green pillar room, and he was like, "What do you know about it?" And then he said, "You're kind of like your brother." And he was like, "I am not like my brother." Tabarin seems to have a little bit of foot and mouth disease when it comes to Tressen.
If you remember, I had it with Shadow too.
Yeah, yeah. Tabarin hasn't got along with either of these two weird elves. Right, so the journey, like I said, it's going to take you a few days. Nobody likes elves. Okay, so journey's going to take you multiple days, probably 4 or 5, if you don't push yourselves too hard. So you're going to have plenty of time while you're wandering. Is it just going to be marching, or are you going to be looking for other things, doing other things?
So I'm
going to figure out my ring, hopefully.
I
with
gained a
Brieg's
level
help.
of wizard,
Yep.
which means that I now need a spell book or some equivalent. So I'm going to spend our time journeying trying to figure out how that is going to work and creating it so that I can actually have a spell book, because
Because right now
just
you don't.
growing one spontaneously in a sewer seems a little weird, but spending a few days coming up with something seems better.
Growing one spontaneously in a sewer seems kind of weird, he said, without any of the
Out of
other words
context,
that were
indeed.
supposed to be around that to make it make sense.
Okay.
And with any spare time I have, I will try to help Tabarin figure out his ring as I have figured out mine. I don't know if that translates directly, but I will try to help him.
So,
Okay. How did you
Master
figure
his
out your ring?
I sat and stared at a river for a while trying to figure it out, and then I rolled a really good Arcana check.
Harbeck will go like this a lot, so Tabarin can sit and stare at his breath for a while and try to figure it out.
So
Hey,
Din
Harbeck,
received
I have something
a
I want you
very-
to try. You have that, like, taste stuff and know about it, right?
Yes, the best chemical sensor. or a chemical detector that I've been able to find is indeed my tongue.
I found a small glass bottle, and it's corked. It was in the bottom of the little pond in Terran. See what's inside.
Okay. I will try smelling it first.
Okay. So
And not like
you uncork the bottle.
Not like the way a stupid person smells things like this, but like a little waft
properly waft,
and a little
like
just like
waft.
the minimum amount of smelling, and then if I can't detect anything, maybe closer and closer.
Okay. So you uncork the bottle.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you uncork the bottle, the fluid inside rushes out the top of the bottle.
Just up or like along my arm? What have you done to me, Tabrin, you terrible person?
No, it rushes up out of the bottle and lands in a spludgy pile on the ground before locomoting, you're not sure how, it's a liquid, but locomoting off into the forest.
Tabrin, your sample's escaping.
Was that a water elemental?
Brig, you're
In a
good at
bottle?
water. What is that? Detect it with your ring or something. Harbeck likes to pretend he knows how all this stuff works and just give orders.
That'd have been a lot better to break over someone's head in battle.
Let's see. Do I have the ability to detect random moving goop? Nope, not one of my spells.
Goodbye, little sample. I hope you come back and play with us sometime.
So I'm gonna try to like. So there's just like a little goop scooting along the forest floor. Is that basically like a slime or something?
No, it's a puddle. It's not even like a slime. It's a puddle.
So if I try to pick it up with my mage hand, what happens? It just like runs through my fingers.
Yeah, it's a puddle.
I have absolutely no idea what is happening.
Harbeck pulls Mash out of his pocket. Mash, you're a rock, and so probably aligned with like earth elementals and things. Are you friends with any water elementals? We've got a puddle that's escaping. Do you think you could convince it to come back? Okay. Yeah, no, I know you like it in the pocket. That's fine.
I'm genuinely concerned about Harbeck. We might have to have an intervention soon.
I'm pretty sure that he's only had a soft mental break.
just a light one. He's in a strange mood.
He hasn't yet gone like full psycho and tried to murder us all. So we must be playing RimWorld, not Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah. The puddle is scooting off.
I just don't really have a reaction to that.
It's gone.
Okay.
I didn't know what it was. The only way to figure it out is open it up. Now it's gone.
I've got some kind of cloth somewhere, right? I'm gonna like see if I can soak it up in a rag, mage hand style, because I don't like touching things.
So you're going to mage hand a rag and like drop it on the puddle.
Pretty much.
See if you can soak it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to soak it up. Maybe I can squeeze it back into your bottle.
A water elemental's nemesis, the cloth.
The next time we find a water elemental, everybody's just gonna throw towels at it.
Sponges. Just hit it with a sponge. You are down one cloth. The cloth lands on top of it, and it scoots off with the cloth on top of it into the undergrowth. You have no such luck, Tabrin.
I didn't think I would.
It was worth a
That's
shot, I guess.
really sort of. It's not what I would have expected to happen when you uncorked that bottle.
I wonder how long that poor thing was down at the bottom of that lake. I feel kind of badly for it. I hope it finds some water that it wants to live in. Or something.
Probably wouldn't have been as long as the elf that's down there now.
Wah, 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 wah.
Anyway.
Girlfriend.
So you're just going to let it wander off into the undergrowth? That's
Pretty
fine.
much.
We tried to not let it.
Yet?
I don't know that we have a way
We
to.
just like watch it go.
I mean,
Have
Harbeck's
I
not
seen it
super
yet?
attached to
Put
it.
down a bottle on it.
It's curious.
My little dude.
Maybe.
Harbeck's like, I have a rock. I don't need a water.
How fast is it moving?
Not that fast. Maybe 20 feet around.
Okay,
you can
I
keep
will
up
take
with
I will take the vial and go run out in front of it and pick the cloth up and see if it will climb back in the vial for me. Like just put it in front of it like you might if you were trying to catch a beetle or something. You just like put a cup where it's walking anyway and hope it walks in. I'm gonna try that.
We're giants.
When you get in front of it and like try and place the bottle down in front of it, it stops in front of you and shoots off at a 90-degree angle.
What's your name? Can you be my friend like Mash? Harbeck's chasing sort of that hunched over run when you're
Harbeck.
chasing something on the ground and trying to get the thing in front of it. Just chasing it. Just trying to and talking to it and showing it Mash. And being like, you could be my water friend and Mash will be my rock friend and then we'll make a fire friend later, I'm sure.
Harbeck, what are you doing?
Do you see it? I want it.
What is that? What?
I don't know what it is, but I want it to be my friend.
What is it?
Water, I think. But it's alive.
Oh, it's water. Hold on. So I take a flask of water out of my pouch and I like this kind of water?
Well, maybe a bit different than that. It's moving. That water won't run away from you, I think. I'm trying to corral it in a
What
circle
happens?
so we don't go
So
too far
like
from the
Steed
group.
is pretty much Steed is pretty much over it and following it, right? So I have the flask over it and I'm like, what happens if I pour water on top of it?
Oh, that's good science. We haven't done what happens if I get it wet science since, like, we first all met over in...
Should I?
And
I,
via-
mean, I don't want to do this if you guys don't want me to.
No. Splashing things
Alright,
with water is the best science. That's how we introduced Din to the concept.
All right, here we go.
I turn to Brig and says, "Did you somehow transfer your craziness into Harbeck? He's broken."
I'm really concerned about him.
What happens to this thing when the water
if I-
lands on it?
Yeah,
So Gigintius pours some water on it, right? That's what just
Yeah.
happened?
like a decent
Okay.
amount of water.
A decent... How much water, Gigintius, did you just pour on this thing?
A gallon?
Whoa.
Like
Oh,
emptied
you
your
have a
water
gallon
skin
of
on it.
water.
Yeah, like emptied my skin on it.
Emptied your skin on it. Okay.
The water skin.
Okay. You're right next to it. Harbeck was chasing it. Brig and Tavern and Din were watching on bemused at the people chasing the puddle. So, Gigintius and Harbeck, could you do me a favor and roll a reflex save, please?
No.
Oh,
Why?
wrong. Wait, that is the right one. Wrong order.
Hey! Gargantius has failed, but Harbeck was quite shocked and nimbly got out of the way with his cat-like monk reflexes. This thing swells, and when I say swell, I mean you put a gallon of water in, and this thing used to fill a flask. Now it would fill a reasonably sized swimming pool, and it expanded to that kind of size in a very brief amount of time, a couple of seconds, as the water hit it.
Oh, this is such a bad idea. So I've got the open flask and the cork, right?
Yes.
Is this pool amount of water? It suddenly appeared like standing in the air. Does it level out to the ground, or is it like a freestanding water?
No, it's like freestanding water.
Great. So Harbeck's just going to swing his arms together somewhere inside the edge of the water, trying not to get in much past the wrist, hopefully, and just catch a little bit of it back in the flask, and then hope he can get his hands back.
Okay. Can I get everybody to roll initiative, and we'll see what actually happens?
Everybody's always like, Din has crazy ideas, and then
We need
Harbeck just
tokens
attacks the
to
thing.
highlight.
I wasn't attacking it, I just wanted the little bit back in the flask to be my friend.
I just want to put some of you in this flask, said the vampire.
Hang on. Let me grab your tokens so you can...
Oh, no.
I was hoping it was just some wine or beer or something that he could just drink and then...
I'm really glad I didn't taste it. Oh, I'm huge on this map.
I may have just pasted you like 3 times as well.
Which one
No,
are
I
we
didn't.
going
No.
to be? Huh? Chomp.
Oh, I didn't catch what happened to me. Did I fall off Steed, or do I take damage?
I hadn't told you yet, but you and Steed find yourself, like you said, you were basically standing over it, pouring water on it. So when this thing expanded, you are smack bang in the middle of it. The reflex save was to see if you could throw yourself off Steed before being enveloped. Steed was inevitably going to be enveloped, but you were not fast enough either. The shock was too much, and you find yourself on the inside of this swimming pool of water.
Glug glug. Oh, this is my worst nightmare.
So
Drowning on land.
I'm always drowning. It's been weeks of me drowning every episode. Or at least enveloped in water every episode.
The blue.
okay. All right. So Din.
Yeah.
Just pull that on the screen so people can see what this creature is named.
So Din.
Yeah.
You get your first
What's
action.
happening? I'm gonna hold my action because I don't really know what's happening.
Okay. The bloob, which is standing right next to... It's actually the blob, but it can be the bloob as well, that's fine. So... Gargantius, How many hit points does Warhorse have?
We've never really established that.
Eversaw, as our resident bookkeeper,
Yeah,
is all
I have
over
a
it.
It has Warhorse in it.
I'm wondering if since I have mounted combatant, the feat, if it helps at all.
No,
no,
actually
so-
hit points.
It's got 19 hit
Standard
points.
Warhorse has
average.
19 hit points.
Whoa.
Okay.
It says it makes its own dex saving throw, but I don't know how much dex Steed has.
+1.
+1.
Yeah, no, Steed wasn't getting out of it. You're in the middle of a swimming pool that just sprung up into existence around you. Steed takes 4 points of crushing damage as the weight of the water sort of pummels and pounds you, and you take 8 points of crushing damage, and the big blobby thing lunges at you, Harbeck, being the next closest person.
I want to be a friend.
So I'm going to make slam attack.
Maybe it's trying to hug me.
Harbeck,
The
roll a
part where you were
17.
carrying the enemy
That
in
is
your
my AC. Wait, I have that
vial.
ring of mage armor. Does that work?
Right, you do.
How does that thing work?
So that means I don't hit you. It lunges at you, full-bodied slam mode, and you nimbly get out of the way, just barely. It's now your turn.
Right, so I think Harbeck is like he might not have noticed that was an attack, right? He was running away from the expansion, and then it kept just expanding toward him.
Yep.
So he just really still wants a little bit of this in the vial. He's not really 100% sure that we're in like danger and fighting. So I'm going for just the vial. Just fill the vial, put the cap on, have a little bit of this thing in a vial. It's probably a terrible idea, but that's where we're at mentally.
Okay. Roll a strength check. I'm gonna go with a strength check.
Okay. Probably not that button. Hang on, I need a different button. This one. Not athletics or anything, but just like raw strength.
No, just a raw strength check.
Scoops.
Harbeck Iron Fist scoops. Harbeck, you managed to get your hand inside the thing with your sort of sideward swinging action, assuming that it's just like water.
Yeah.
And as your fist makes contact with the outside surface of this thing, you realize, no, it's not just like water. It's something entirely different. This is about the time when you realize, oh dear, I've probably done a dumb. Unfortunately, it's very hard to stop momentum. That's kind of how it works. And so you find yourself with your arm wrist deep stuck in what feels like a non-Newtonian fluid. When you try and pull your hand out, it seems to solidify, even though it feels like a liquid. And you find yourself with one arm trapped.
I'm a bit stuck in the thing. Nah, I don't think it's not water. I'm pretty sure.
Gurgintius, you're inside. Roll an athletics check.
Alright. Please. I'm good at this. I am good at this.
You are good at this. You manage to swim to the surface of this thing because your natural instinct is to swim up and get your head free. But you can't do anything this round. However, you can breathe. That's the start. Brig, it is your action, sir.
So I watched Gargantius pour like his water skin worth of water onto this thing and turn it into a lake, right?
Yes.
That is a thing that I observed. Well, if I destroy some water out of it, hopefully it will undo what he just did. So I am going to... Ooh, that was not the right button. I am going to this. Unfortunately, 11 is less than 12. So
That was that was not a hard
probably
roll.
something very, very bad is going to happen. No, I needed to roll a 3. I rolled a 2.
So, you were trying to destroy water.
Oh no. Oh
These guys got real
no.
big.
I imagine
I'm gonna
approximately a
drown.
gallon of water was what you were
Oh
trying to
no.
destroy.
Yeah, that was the idea.
Destroy the water that was put into it.
To
Yeah,
destroy a gallon of worth of water that was put into it.
You did not destroy a gallon worth of water. You created a gallon worth of water. This thing just got much, much bigger. Harbeck, your hand is inside of it. Roll me a
Harbeck
reflex
wants to
saving
surf
throw.
as it
Disadvantaged.
as it goes. We're gonna surf the wave. No, disadvantage Dex again.
Disadvantaged, reflex dexterity save.
Do.
Sorry, guys.
Whoops.
Seemed like I was the greatest hope against this monster, and I have failed terribly.
I have the
Oh,
thing.
look at that wasted.
The evasion. What's it called when you can dodge AOE? Evasion, if that matters. I guess that's only if an effect allows a dex save for half. So it's probably not applicable.
This is more of a dex saves so that you don't get swallowed up by a growing mass of water.
Yeah.
I think it counts as save for half damage. Harbeck, you are now underwater.
Yay!
Except that you're free floating above the ground. It's very, very strange. Tabern, 'tis your action, sir.
Oh, this ain't going so well. I'm gonna look over and pretty much yell at Tresson to help. He won't understand, but maybe he will get the point. It should be pretty clear. And then I will cast this at the bloob. The
Okay.
blob.
Yes. Okay. This thing just went up 2 sizes. It is. I should explain, by the way, that this thing is now taller than the trees in the forest. It is a. It has grown exponentially. So it was a flask-sized bit of water. Then it went to a swimming pool-sized bit of water. It is now a house-sized pool of water. It's very, very large, and Harbeck and Nima are in the middle of it. It's a problem. I take half damage. So I pass my saving throw, so I take 21. Okay. And that's done. Din, you had an action held, so is there anything you wanted to do with that action before we finish the turn order and we get back to the top? Which is also you.
No, she wants to disappear from the call.
Din's like,
Perfect.
nope, I'm out. I'm leaving. I don't want to be here when this thing grows another, log level higher. We kind of have to wait for Din to come back.
I think we all know that what happens is longbow of boom. That's just
It's
what you do.
incredibly likely. Unfortunately for those inside the pool, and unfortunately because Din does not have a solid grasp on physics, sound travels exceptionally well through water.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. I'm gonna drown faster.
But Din doesn't know that. Oh dear. Why'd you have to go uncorking the bottle?
Well, Tabrin said, "Hey, will you figure out what's in here?" And I figured it out. Death. I mean, like a very flavorful, interesting death. But death.
Where's Tresson?
Why?
Huh?
Where's Tresson? What's he doing?
Din is longbow.
Oh my god.
From the ether.
My face. I needed that face to live.
Din hits twice.
Oh, the crit. It hurts.
Okay. Harbeck and Nima, you guys both take 13 points of thunder damage
Okay.
as the shockwave from the thundery, piercy arrows blows through the entire creature's body. You will not, however, take the piercing damage.
No save there, I
Is
assume.
Steed dead?
No. There's no save for the shockwave traveling through the water that you're encased in. But that's an additional... Okay, brilliant.
You said 13?
Yes. So Din gets another action.
Is she back yet? I don't know that she knows she has
No.
another action.
I'm gonna type. The old-fashioned typing.
Weird.
I know, right? Come back, Din. I'm gonna recall her now.
Oh, it worked.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Uvu to tell me she was online again.
I was online. See, I specifically didn't use lightning arrow because I didn't want to electrocute them while they were in there, and then I shot them anyway.
You know, as far as real world physics, which is often different in video games and games of all natures, sound travels really well through liquids. And electricity...
Yeah, but I was hoping that the vibration would break its, what's the thing that holds water together?
The surface
tension, and it would just sort of...
Electricity, not so much.
Fizzle.
Like, it really doesn't... You don't, like, put the end of a wire in a puddle and electrocute people 40 yards away. Like, that's not a thing.
But aren't you inside the
pure-
puddle?
Yeah.
Pure water is actually an insulator.
Even, like, murky water
Well,
doesn't conduct...
Yeah.
Like,
Salt water conducts fairly well.
Right, but
this,
the shortest
this
path
giant
to
puddle
ground,
is
which
in the
is
middle of
generally
all
not
these trees,
through your target.
Right.
and I'm gonna ask the trees to please help us tear apart this puddle. I don't know if they can do that, but they can become difficult terrain.
There you go.
Trees, get stabby.
Okay.
Trees are... Aren't you thirsty? Drink some of this.
Drink it all. It's the bloob's turn. So, Steed takes 4 points of damage. Nima takes 10 points of damage. Harbeck takes 7 points of damage.
Oh.
All crushing.
You said
You
4.
guys did have 10 hit points for me
I
at the
know.
beginning.
Yeah,
Now I have zero
included
of
it.
them, and
I don't
one of
have it
my-
anymore.
One of my real hit points is gone.
A lot more of that is gone from me.
Okay.
Well, actually, okay.
The bloob is... the bloob is going to head towards Din and Brieg. And stop about 20 feet away, because it was a fair way away.
The house.
Harbeck.
When it moved, what did that feel like?
Very strange.
Did it take me with it, or did it move like past me and now closer to the edge?
No, it took you with it.
Great.
You're like suspended and held.
So, I mean, I have only had a few seconds in here to struggle, but you mentioned non-Newtonian fluid when I punched it. So, am I noticing if I try to move quickly and panic that it's really resistant, I'm stuck, and if I move really slowly, maybe that works better? Have I had enough time to sort of figure out moving?
Well, probably not as of yet, because you've just been absorbed into it.
Yeah.
But this turn you can roll an athletics check and see how well you do. And
Well, I think what I want to do is just go into full panic mode and roll Sweeping Cinder Strike instead.
okay.
Which is going to go real well. I mean, it's going to go real
Burn the
well.
water is the correct choice.
What's
Because
the correct?
burn the water is the
Yeah.
burn
Yeah,
the water
maybe,
is the correct choice.
maybe if I make the water near my hand parts really, really hot, it will want to let me go. And boiling my fingers is not a thing that I'm really thinking about right now. Just, oh my gosh, I'm in here, I don't want to be. Fire. Is sort of that's the thing we're doing.
Okay. I'm not going to roll the saving throw, because I don't think that's fair.
Because I'm inside the thing.
It's very hard to reflex save something that is coming from inside of you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cogintius.
I'm sort of panicking, and I know that I'm not going to be able to attack it much, but then I remember that I have something that might work out. So I pull out my longbow and the emergency rope attached to grappling hook thing that I have, and I'm going to shoot at like a tree or something to try and get like a hold. Oh god, I hope it latched onto anything, but I'm trying to grappling hook away. I have that in my inventory. 50 feet of rope, that's enough, right?
Yes, you fire the crossbow and the grappling hook travels about a foot forward before becoming firmly stuck inside whatever this thing is.
Just
Brieg.
for reference next turn, my move and bonus action will be spent testing like how well I can orient myself and move in here, and if fast versus slow, struggling hard versus moving gently, like just sort of trying to figure out how to exist here.
Okay. Bree, it is back to your action.
So they've been in there for like 12 seconds, right? We're not yet drowning.
No. Although,
Okay.
when instantly submersed in an amazing appearing puddle, you don't exactly have the opportunity to take a nice big long breath. So it's entirely possible that...
But I've probably got a round or two before I really need to start being concerned that they're going to have a problem. Okay, I am going to center myself and glare at my ring for not doing what I want it to and try this thing again.
Okay.
15 is not less than 12. I am going to attempt to destroy all of the water contained in this thing, which I think is only like 2 gallons, in spite of the fact that it looks like a house.
Okay.
But
You focus
I'm
on the
going
ring,
to destroy its water.
and yeah. You focus on the ring and you draw the water towards you into a 2-gallon globe hovering in front of you. And as you draw the water out, you see this thing just shrink down. Gargintius and Harbeck are left sitting on the ground, sputtering.
That kind of sound.
And there's a little puddle on the ground who's whizzing off into the undergrowth.
Not for long.
Okay, well, it's Tabern's turn. So Tabern, you're casting Spirit Shape.
Yes.
Okay. I have just shrunk 4 sizes. Rip my con save. Okay. As this thing starts to shoot off towards the undergrowth after all the water had been sucked out of it, Tabram points a finger at it.
Oh, it isn't humanoid. It ain't gonna work. I still used it, though. Pretty sure.
Oh, the secondary effect won't work.
Right.
But it'll still work. You see Tabran basically point, and these silvery green wisps of energy like burst forth from his outstretched hand and just pierce the puddle. And the puddle like sort of flexes and then lies motionless.
No, I hadn't even named you yet. You were meant to be my friend. Why did you attack us? Oh, he was cute, wasn't he? I mean, except for the part where he was crushing me to death, but like the rest of it was pretty adorable.
Harbeck, what part of drowning was cute?
I haven't drowned. Have you drowned? You're alive. That's fine. The drowning wasn't cute, but the running around the little scampering puddle, that was... Come on, that was cute. You've never seen a puddle scampering like that.
Harbeck.
It was cute.
Harbeck. Harbeck. Listen to yourself. You know how we were concerned about Brieg when we first met him? I want you to just try and have a little bit of a reality check here.
Okay.
This thing just grew to be twice as tall as the trees that we're standing in now.
Yeah.
Tried to kill you.
Aye.
Was going after and had Gargintius. Tried to kill
did.
Brieg. I want you to focus on that one.
Wait.
Tried to kill Brieg.
I don't think it did. I mean, I didn't have a particularly good vantage point from inside the thing. But let's not overreact, right? We didn't know that water would make it get so big. But when it got big, Gargintius ended up on the inside. That was maybe not an act of malice.
And you know where you need to end up inside?
And then when it got
The
bigger
loony bin
again,
for how you're talking. You know
I
the
ended up
asylum we were
inside,
just in?
which was not necessarily malice. I mean, it can't control that when it gets wet, it gets bigger, and I happen to be standing where it now was. That's not malicious, necessarily. Right? I mean, it could have been, but it wasn't necessarily. And that entire chain of events does not change the fact that a puddle that scampers across the ground is adorable.
He's kind of got a point. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but he's kind of got a point.
No puddle that tries to kill a member
It,
of our party, our family, that has been together for the last year.
I understand that you're
Deserves
protective
to
of
live.
us. I get that. But if you fall in a lake and drown, did the lake try to kill you?
No, because the lake wasn't actively moving above ground and pulling me into it and
Right?
trying
No,
to kill me.
It didn't pull me in. It didn't pull
This
me
is
in.
what I think of that puddle. It can take a few of these. It doesn't need to be around. Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand that you're upset, but I think you're overreacting. Would you also Eldritch Blast a lake if I fell into it? That puddle did not envelop me on purpose.
No, but I might
It
throw
didn't
you
attack
into a
me.
lake if you keep up this nonsense and craziness.
It's not crazy to... I mean, come on. Not everything is out to get you. I mean, let's be... Everything is out to get you. We're in Thicon.
You're right.
And
You're
probably...
right. You should. The best person to talk to right now is the rock in your pocket that is totally alive. That is the best person you could talk to right now. And Tavern's gonna turn around and walk away.
Tavern's so angry at the puddle. Nobody fall in the lake and drown. Tavern will kill the lake. He'll kill it.
Harvick.
No,
Can't
Harbeck.
kill a lake.
You know, Harbeck, that thing did try to kill you.
No.
Did you hear what you just said?
It
Do
grew,
you know
and
how
I was in the
you can
way.
kill a lake?
The lake fell
You
on
put
me.
your arm in it and it pulled you in.
No,
I
it
was
didn't
watching.
pull me in. My arm got stuck,
Yeah.
but then it grew, and I was stuck. So it grew around me. It didn't suck me in.
I feel like it probably doesn't matter because it went away. And we have other things to do.
Well, okay. That's fair. We do have things to do. But be careful you
Why
don't
don't we
stub your
find you
toe
a
on a
nice
tree root because Tavern will
hamster?
blow up the tree.
Or a gerbil. Or maybe I'll find you a bunny rabbit. I'm going to work on finding you a bunny rabbit. It's going to be great. It's going to be a one of these, maybe. Let's see if this finds you a bunny rabbit. If that doesn't do it, then we'll try this other one.
So
It might be this
kinda-
one.
Gargantius will kind of brush himself up, stand up,
Find you a
walk over
nice bunny
to.
rabbit.
He'll walk over to Harvick. He'll grab his shoulders and go, "Do you know what I saw in Greaves' nightmare? I drowned like 3 times, and then I walk away."
Gargantius,
And do
I
you know what I
understand
saw?
that was
I
terrifying
saw
for you.
all 4 of you. I saw all 4 of you die before my eyes. And this entire world fell apart as I watched it fall apart. So if you think that I'm upset because something tried to kill you, yeah, I am.
Okay.
I watched you and the other 3 of our party die before my eyes.
And I'm sure that was very disturbing. I was quite disturbed to have Rogar blame me for him being gone. But it
But you
wasn't
don't
real.
understand. Mine was a vision of the future, not a vision of fear. That's where this is different. Let that sink in.
Mash, he thinks I'm
Harbeck,
crazy because I
found you a
talked to
bunny
you.
rabbit.
And he doesn't even realise that our fears were fears. He thinks that his
Buddy,
was somehow
squeak.
special
Look,
and
if you-
different and more important than
if-
mine.
If you squeeze it, it squeaks. Don't squeeze it real hard.
Well, am I to have a pet rabbit now? How am I supposed to take care of that? Mash doesn't eat
Wouldn't you
anything.
like a nice bunny rabbit?
It's very cute.
And soft and fuzzy. And it will snuggle you, and you can feed it. I can make it berries whenever you need to feed it.
Brig walks over to Harbeck and like kind of from behind him where he's not noticed, studies him for a second, and then like climbs up him and gives him the same kind of comforting hug that Harbeck gives to Brig when he goes off the deep end, except for like I climb up on him and give that hug to Harbeck's head. and I just kind of like I put my head on top of Harbeck's head and say, I'm a bit concerned about you.
I think you should be concerned about Tabarin.
Do you remember when we met? And the idea of even... So I'm like sitting on your shoulders now, kind of leaning over, having this conversation at you. Do you remember when we met and the idea of even standing in ankle-deep water disturbed you to no end?
Knuckle deep.
This was
Oh,
a
knuckle deep.
monster created out of water that actively tried to kill you, and you are defending it. I'm concerned about your mental well-being.
I'm not defending it. I just don't think...
You're not.
No. I'm concerned that everyone here sees everything that's out of the ordinary as a malicious and hostile threat. Now,
Well,
was that thing
the thing was
dangerous?
I didn't shoot it.
Was it
I didn't
dangerous?
shoot it until it attacked you.
Absolutely. Was it malicious? I don't know.
does it
I
matter?
didn't shoot it until it attacked you.
I mean, the wolf that comes in, or rather the mountain lion, because wolves are beautiful and majestic and would never do anything terrible.
Right.
But the mountain lion that comes and eats you in your sleep, it's not malicious, it's just hungry. It still tried to kill you. Right? Does it matter if it was malicious or not? We had to defend ourselves. And that's not really
perhaps-
my point. My point is that over the last several weeks, you've changed in a way that is making me concerned. You've
Maybe he just
lost
needs
much
a
of your
pet.
joviality. You started talking regularly to a clearly inanimate rock.
He didn't mean that,
And I
Mash.
brought you inanimate
He didn't mean that.
bunny rabbit.
No, I absolutely did. That's a rock.
Mash, you're the best rock. You were there when I needed you.
I'm concerned about you, Harbeck. I'm supposed to be the crazy one.
Tresson walks over, having heard the kerfuffle and come to see what was going on, and sees the 4 other party members sort of standing around Harbeck, and Harbeck glancing around at them all, trying to defend himself from their accusatory words.
We're having a spontaneous intervention here.
This is a bit of an
And the bunny
intervention.
rabbit.
And Tresson's throws up some language in the air and in Elvish, so only Breed can understand it. And says, "What's the problem?"
I turn and say to him, Harbeck, who was in Elvish, obviously, who was once sort of a solid grounding force in this party, has over the past several weeks, he seems to have lost it. It being his mind to some extent. And we decided it was time to mention it.
Tresson looks at Harbeck and roll me an insight check, Harbeck.
Okay. This one.
Oh, wow. Harbeck, there's a sadness in Tresson's eyes and a concern that reminds you of Mummy Dwarf. You know, of your dear mother Dwarf, rest her soul, back home in Aureus. Who you haven't seen for a very, very long time, since before you left for the monastery. But he's genuinely concerned about you. And he walks forward and throws some words up in the air and asks Brieg to hop down off your shoulders.
I like huddle very defensively around Harbeck for a second and say, "You're not going to hurt him, are you?"
He shakes his head.
All right. I give him a sort of suspicious look, but clamber down from my perch.
Harbeck, it is very clear that Tresson intends to do something to you. There's no malice or, ill intent in his eyes, only caring and concern. What is Harbeck going to do?
I think just wait. I mean, the thought process is, I'm not crazy, so if he has a crazy cure, it's not going to do anything. And he looks very much like he's trying to help, and I will let Mommy lick her thumb and wipe my boo-boo, and it will make her feel better. That's fine. And so he's just going to wait and let it happen.
Okay. Tresson places a hand on your shoulder, on your left shoulder, and the second he makes physical contact with you, you feel a little more calm and collected than you were. You don't feel like you were being assaulted by your party mates. You feel more centered and more focused. And as he leans in towards you and pulls down the cloth from around his face, ever so slightly, he whispers a word, which everybody will be able to hear, but Harbeck, he's whispering it basically directly into your ear. You have no idea what that word means, but as he whispers that word into your ear and clasps his hands over your eyes, you'll experience something the next time we play The Legends of Valcia. If you're watching on YouTube, this will be the end of this session, and there'll be 3 more videos going up in about a week's time. If you're watching on Twitch, that's going to be the end of the live stream, but we'll be coming back to talk to you guys for, a little while after we say goodbye. So let's say goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Thanks for coming. Goodbye.
Bye, YouTube. Thanks for watching. See you next
And we'll see you
episode.
next time.
Live YouTube on Tuesday night.
And we'll see you next time.